Hi, this is Michelle Melanson coming to you from the Care Project Riverside. We're going to do a Yoga Nidra today, which is a yogic exercise to relax. But first we're going to do some stretching so that our bodies are nice and relaxed and ready for the Yoga Nidra. So go ahead and sit on your mat, sit up tall, get your sits bones arranged on a blanket if you'd like, or just flat on the floor, and let's just do some breathing together to get started. Okay, I'm just going to do ordinary in-out breathing to a count of 6. You do it to the count that works for you, but even, in and out. And while you're doing that, relax your mind. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. And just focus on the breath. If thoughts come into your mind, just tell them to skedaddle till later. They'll wait for you. Couple of more breaths together. Okay, I'm going to take my blanket out from underneath me and I'm going to lay down flat with my feet straight in front of me, my arms to the side, my head flat on the mat. If that's uncomfortable for you, you can put a small pillow or your blanket underneath your head. Just get comfortable. We're going to do some stretches. So I'm going to point my toes at the same time I bring both arms up and overhead. Now, if you can't bring them all the way overhead, it's okay to bring them in a cactus shape. And just breathe. Toes are pointed, fingers are pointed towards the wall behind you. And then I'm going to flex my feet back towards my knees and bring my arms down. I'm going to do that a couple more times. So point my toes as I bring my arms up overhead. I'm going to bring them out to the side in a cactus shape, or you can bring them all the way overhead. If you do that, put maybe the blocks underneath to support your elbows. The cactus shape is fine. Toes pointed. With the next breath out, bring your arms back and flex your feet towards your nose. And one more time, point the toes and bring the arms out to a cactus shape. Just breathe there for a moment. Feel the stretch through the back of your legs, through your buttocks, through your arms. And with the next breath out, I'm going to bring my arms down and my toes flex back towards my knees. Okay. Now we're going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to point my right foot as I bring my left arm up, and then bring that down, flex the right foot, point the left foot, and bring the right arm up. See, I can't even do it. And switch. So the opposite arm and opposite foot should be opposite. And the point and flex. This is good for the brain, and it's a good stretch as well. I'm just going to do that a couple more times. So left foot's pointed, right arm is up above and fingers pointed towards the wall, and then flex that left foot and then point the right foot and the left arm goes up. And then I'm going to just bring everything down to neutral. We're going to do a couple of twists while we're down on the floor before we get back up. So I'm going to bring my knees in, my feet are flat on the floor, my knees are pointed towards the ceiling. I'm going to take my arms and put them out to the side and across. And with my next breath, I'm going to drop my knees to the right and turn my head to the looking at the left hand. If you need a blanket or your blocks, I've got blocks here. I can put blocks under my knees to make it more comfortable. You don't want to dangle there. But head goes the opposite way of knees. This is a good all spinal stretch. On the next breath, I'm going to slowly bring my knees up to neutral, back to position with my feet flat on the floor. My arms continue to be out to the side. With my next breath out, I'm going to drop my knees to the left and turn my head to the right, looking over my right hand. And remember to keep breathing. Slowly bring my knees back up to neutral, and I'm going to grasp my knees with my arms and just gently rock side to side to reset my spine. Okay. I'm going to get up on my hands and knees, so I'm going to roll to my left, but you roll to whichever side is easier for you to get up on. And come to hands and knees, not that way. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We're going to do some cat-cows. Remember, that is, we're going to bring our chests forward and our heads up. Raise our backside or bottom up and have it bowed back. That's like a cow. And then when we release our breath, we're going to curl under like a cat. A cat hissing. With the in-breath, we're going to come back up, extending our chest forward, our head up slightly, our tailbone pointed towards the ceiling with a swayed back. And then with our breath out, we're going to come with a rounded back and push in on our hands. Bring that spine out. Let's do that a couple more times with breath. Breath in for the cow, breath out for the cat. Okay, come back to what we call tabletop, so just hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And we're gonna weave through our arms. So I'm gonna take my left arm and I'm gonna go underneath my right arm and come down on my left shoulder. And with my next breath in, I'm going to push up on my right hand, bring my left hand back to a neutral position to a tabletop. And with my next breath, I'm going to take my right arm and put it underneath and come down on my right shoulder, or as best I can. If you can't come all the way down, it's okay to use your blocks or your blanket to spot you. Next breath, I'm going to push up with my left arm and come back to tabletop and come back to a seated position. Okay, let's do some neck stretches and some shoulder rolls to finish off. So I'm going to take my chin and put it down towards my chest. Just let it dangle there. Keep your spine straight. Hands can just be resting on your knees. You should feel a stretch across the back of your neck. Just breathe. Back to neutral. I'm going to bring my left ear down towards my left shoulder, but I'm going to pull my shoulders down and away from my ears to start. So I should feel a good stretch in the right side of my neck, and maybe a little bit in your left side of your neck too. And just breathe. Back to neutral, and then slowly, again, I'm going to pull my shoulders back away from my ears, right ear towards the right shoulder. But leaving the shoulders down. And again, you should feel a stretch in the left side of your neck, and maybe a little bit in the right. Just breathe into it. And our next breath in, I'll bring my head back to neutral, and then bring my head down towards my chest again. Just let it dangle. Just let it angle there. And rock it back and forth a little bit. Okay, next breath, I'm going to come neutral and I'm going to do some shoulder rolls. So first I'll do the rolls forward. So I'm going to bring the shoulder blades towards each other in the back. Bring the ears up towards the ears up. Bring the shoulders up towards the ears and forward. Just get as good of total circles as you can. Couple more this direction. This is especially good if you've been working all day. And then back, so just the opposite. Bring your shoulders in towards your chest, up towards your ears, and then back, so your shoulder blades, try to make your shoulder blades touch in the back. Or as close approximation as you can get. I'm hearing lots of snap, crackle, and pop. If you work at a desk in front of a computer all day, it's a good idea to do those 2 exercises about every hour. Maybe not for as long, but at least to get that stretch in. Okay. All right, I'm going to stand up. You can use your blocks to stand up if you'd like, or just stand up. So I put my blocks to the side, come up to my knees, step between, and come up. Okay, I'm going to do a couple of side stretches standing, and then we'll get to our Yoga Nidra. So stand with your feet facing forward, toes spread, hands at side, and really feel the strength in your legs all the way down from the top of your thighs and your hips all the way down to those toes. That's solid like a mountain. That's called mountain pose. Just feel the strength there. Okay, and with my next breath, I'm going to bring my arms up, overhead, down to my chest in prayer pose. One more time, up and around, touching, down to my chest in prayer pose. And a third time, down, around, up, and down. Okay, and then I'm going to take my left hand and put it down on my left thigh. Bring my right arm up slowly overhead and kind of curved over the top of my head, and just lean into the left side. So just feel a stretch through this right side. Open that up. Keep your chest forward. Be careful your low back isn't getting extra pressure on it. Try to reach a little farther down that leg, but not if it's going to compromise your spine. Okay, I'm going to bring that down. Put my right hand on my right thigh. Bring my left arm up and over, kind of in a curved position. Chest is forward, and feel it opening up on this left side now as I bring my hand down my right thigh. One more time on each side. Stretch. We rarely stretch our rib cages. And up the other way. back and forth. Loosen my spine back up.